What we already knew about these men's murders was chilling. Today, it only got worse. These photos among a cache found on Bruce McArthur's devices. And as the convicted serial killer stared blankly ahead, the Crown described how he killed them in a sickening litany of facts and exhibits. McArthur's bedroom, where most of the murders took place. The rope he kept by his bed to strangle some of his victims. The metal bar he used to tighten the ligature. Court also heard he took dozens of photos of his dead victims on a fur coat, wearing a fur hat, sometimes with a cigar in their mouth, that he shaved their heads and faces, kept the hair and other mementos like a notebook and jewelry.
It's really heavy. There's a few tears and people I think are just in shock in terms of what they're hearing. They're not going into too much detail, but they are explaining with some detail of the occurrences. So it's just heavy in the room, if I can say that.
The indignities continued even after McArthur hid his victims' body parts in planters at a home where he stored his landscaping tools. Court heard the remains were disturbed after they had decomposed, and that McArthur wrapped and buried a set of remains in this blue container in the ravine area behind the home, and buried other body parts in the area as well. This friend was among the stunned friends and family in the courtroom.
For me, it's a story without an ending. For me, it doesn't bring closure for me personally. It doesn't bring satisfaction at all. It only, poses more questions and more speculation on why.
There was no answer to why, but in a wrenching stream of victim impact statements, friends and family members described how gutted they still are. From Andrew Kinsman's sister, Karen Coles, "I lie awake thinking about how he was murdered and dismembered by someone he knew." From his best friend, Greg Dunn, "I miss you something crazy, my beautiful, amazing friend." From Salim Essen's family, "Our lives were shattered with the shocking news. We can't come to terms with his savage murder." And from the daughter of Dean Leswick, who never knew her father but hoped to one day, "I will now always have to live with knowing I will never have a relationship with my father."
I think of the mothers.
Reverend Deanna Dudley helped memorialize many of the victims and spoke on behalf of the community too.
It's not going away anytime soon.
And what is it that is lasting?
Fear, anger, fear and anger, loss, deep, deep sadness.
And Andrew, we expect to hear more victim impact statements in court tomorrow.
Okay. Meantime, today, Joanna, we learned more about two men who had encounters with McArthur and survived and escaped.
Yes, and one was in 2016. He was a man who met McArthur for a sexual encounter in his van in a parking lot. He says McArthur suddenly got very angry and started to strangle him with such force that he wasn't able to swallow for a week. That man went to police. Police questioned McArthur and let him go. The second incident that we heard about and has been reported, when police arrested McArthur, they found a man handcuffed to his bed. But what's chilling is that today they revealed that McArthur had folders on his computer with photos of every single one of his 8 victims and had a folder set up with this man's name. So it's possible that man could have been next.
Wow. Okay, Joanna, thanks very much.
You're welcome.